The ARPG market is quite popular and there are a plethora of games to choose from, and so it can be quite jarring at times to know exactly which one to pick up and play. Dragonkin, The Banished is a new title from Eko Software and publisher Nacon, and this game surprised me quite a lot. So in this video, I'm just going to give you my quick thoughts. I'm not going to go into full detail. I'll make a follow-up video for that, but for now I want to give you my quick 2 cents on why you should play the game, and if you're an RPG fan, this one should be on your radar. Let's get started. One of the more imperative aspects of any action RPG has to come down to its core gameplay and whether or not it's fun to play long term. Because ultimately, action RPGs are all about the grind. You want to make sure that you're looting and getting that full value out of your looting experience, so that way endgame feels satisfying, and whether you're a casual or veteran, it just overall gives you a feeling of satisfaction. So Dragonkin the Banished, I can say with confidence, does do that. After playing for just over 20 hours, both on stream and off stream, the gameplay at its core feels fundamentally fluid. That is, the hexagon grid system is very different from that of your traditional action RPG, where you would pick passive nodes on a tree and therefore allow your skills to be amplified through those nodes. In Dragonkin the Banished, you have a hexagon grid that you would therefore collect hex fragments, and these fragments are sometimes attached to certain skills, sometimes they come to solo by themselves with other modifiers attached to them, and they come in different sizes of 1 through 5. So for example, I could connect one skill with multiple different modifiers, let's say up to 3 or more, and once you're able to do that, it turns your build into something really robust, because you can then take those modifiers and apply them to different skills, which then really adds a layer of complexity to how you want to build, which to me I thought was really cool. It really forced me to think outside the box, because I can then pick up different fragments and connect them differently. And of course, as you progress through the game, those hex fragment sizes will increase, so you'll likely run into more 3 size or 4 size fragments, and you'll have to then tactfully attach them to your respective skills that you want to amplify. And once you amplify them enough, they turn into something called a symbiosis, and that symbiosis then takes advantage of your wormlings, which is a partner that comes with you along your journey that you can choose at the beginning of the game. That wormling has different elements applied to it, whether it's fire, ice, lightning. In my case, I went for poison, but you would then take those different modifiers, and what that symbiosis would do is, let's say you've chosen poison and you have one specific ability that you really want to maximize your poison damage, or in this case toxic damage. You would then attach multiple modifiers to that one skill, and if you get all those 8, because the total is 8, you want 8 modifiers attached to that one skill, that would therefore modify that ability to take full advantage of the toxic damage buffs, which is really cool. Now, I'm going to go into more detail about that in another video. I think it's best that if I talk about that separately rather than confuse people. I think right now the best thing to do is just talk about the gameplay, why you should play the game, and just give you a reason to check it out. Because right now it is an early access. It is under around $30, so it's not too expensive. And the game, once again, has a lot to offer. One great point I want to talk about is the hunting board, because that to me was my biggest selling point and what made the game fun to play, because it reminded me of Dragon's Dogma meets Monster Hunter, where you see the board, and the board looks very similar to that of a normal skill tree, a normal passive skill tree, where you just click on different nodes. However, in the hunting board, these nodes are now connected to different perks or challenges that you'd run into along the way. Sometimes you'll have challenges where you face more monsters with more attack damage or attack speed or movement speed, and then if you're able to accomplish and successfully do the run, you would then receive permanent bonuses depending on where you pick and choose on the node. So you'll sometimes get, for example, an experience gain of 10%, or you may even get a permanent fire res bonus for your entire build. There are just cool, unique ways to dabble with the hunting board, and that's what makes the experience so much more fun, because you can pick and choose how you want to play. And as you progress through the game, the difficulty will rise, and thus you will receive more of that loot and dopamine rush. So that to me was a huge selling point. Story-wise, the game definitely needs a bit of fine-tuning in that area. I will say admittedly that the story wasn't like the biggest selling point. The story is there, but I think the main core aspect of why people should try it is more for the gameplay. And I think if you enjoy games like Diablo, a more faster paced experience like Path of Exile 1, you'll definitely find this game to be very satisfying. Even Titan Quest as well, just because again, the pacing is not like you would expect from the more slow and methodical kind of Souls-like feel of Path of Exile 2. This is very much a fast blast. You get in, you point and click, blow things up, get to the boss, collect your loot, and you're gone. So if that's the type of pacing you like, then wonderful, because this game will definitely speak to you on that front. So once again, I didn't want to give you a long, drawn out, full detailed breakdown of the game, just because I don't want to confuse too many people. I just want to sell the game, let you folks know to try it. It is out right now. It's been out since February or around March, I believe. And so it is still very new, but I think while the game is fresh, this is the best time to try it out. Give the devs some feedback and make the game better. I'll make a follow-up video pertaining to the overall systems and mechanics and all that good stuff. Once that happens, I'll let you folks know. You'll see the video, so be sure to like and subscribe for that one. But as always, new warriors, stay strong, keep fighting, and may the force be with you all, always. For more action RPGs on the channel, be sure once again to subscribe, and I'll see you folks on the next one. Take care.